Welcome back, Truth Seeker. Tuesday, November 27th, 2018. About to start a live interview on radio, Brattleboro, Vermont. If you're in the city, you can listen on 107.7 FM. The show starts at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. That's about 40 minutes from now. Or you can listen anywhere online at www.WVEW.org. I'll link that down in the description and in the comments. So be sure to tune in. Show begins again at 3 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. I'll probably be on about 10 minutes after the hour. So if you tune in from the start of the hour, you'll get the entire show. I should come in about 10 minutes after. What I'm going to do for the rest of this live stream is just show you how I do my blog posts. For those of you who don't follow my blog, there's a whole lot of information here, over 20,000 posts. It's probably the closest thing to the encyclopedia of Gematria. Today's the day that Harvey Milk died in history, and I haven't done a post yet on his death, so I thought it would be a good time to cover it. And this is how I do it. I take the screen captures, and you always want to know what's specific about the date. So today's November 27th. It's the 331st day of the year, leaving 34 days remaining. And just off the top of my head, I know that Harvey and murder have that gematria of 34. Harvey Milk was murdered on this date, so that's already interesting. And as you move along and decode, you always find more interesting connections. So I need to get this out of the way, but I don't want to get rid of all that. All right, so we'll take our gematria of Harvey, our most pure cipher, the alphabetic order with the rules of numerology. Harvey's 34. And notice Harvey's 79, 34, and 83. Look at murder, 79, 34, 83. So name that has fateful gematria in that regard. Remember, those numbers also symbolize other things, but they show up so often in these type of ritualistic deaths. So Harvey and murder, dead on the day, leaving 34 days left in the year. And if I'm not mistaken, Milk has that gematria of 27. It is November 27th. We call 27 the ritual number. Milk's 18 in reduction. When you take into account the master numerology of K, K is the 11th letter. K doesn't have to be reduced, so Milk can also be 27. Whoops, hit the wrong button there. Milk can be 27 in reduction when you take into account the master numerology of K. And I just actually did do this in a live decode at the end of my blog, or not, my podcast. But I realized there's a big piece that I missed here. So his birthday was, I want to go back to 1978, the year he was killed. When we did the live decode, we noticed he also died 27 weeks after his birthday, the ritual number. That's why there's so many people in the 27 club. Again, in our most pure cipher, ritual is 27. So usually I make my blog posts, I just write little notes. Harvey Milk died on the day, leaving 34 days left in the year. And I encourage all of you who are into this study to start your own blogs. You know, it's free to start a blog. It's a good place to practice decoding. As you compile your notes over time, you'll start to piece the puzzles. You'll start to piece the pieces of the puzzle together. And that's what I had to do. So I forgot a Milk here. Milk had two connections to 27. think that's the other one. But yeah, I mean, more people need to be doing this research, and the more people who put this work out there, the more people who don't know about it are going to find it. You know, people do a web search for Harvey Milk. If there's 100 blog posts on his death by the numbers, you know, a lot more people are going to find the research. A lot more people are going to catch on. People are familiar with the 27 Club, but they don't have a clue about why. Is it a big coincidence? Not at all. It's because of that code, murder by numbers. How old was Harvey Milk, by the way? 30. So he died at age 48. 48. Notice he died on the 331st day of the year. That's the 67th prime number. And we know about blood sacrifice, right? Blood sacrifice, 67. 331 is also the reflection of 133. And he was a government man, government 133, homosexual 133. So I don't think that's any accident. In the headlines today, Dog the Bounty Hunter rushing his wife to the hospital. Today's 67 days from Dog the Bounty Hunter's birthday. 331, the 67th prime. You missed my work on the Colorado governor elected this year. Colorado has that gematria. He was the first openly gay governor in Colorado. Notice homosexual 133 and 43. Let me get rid of this cipher right here. Colorado's got that thing going on too. 133, 43. When you flip the alphabetic order around. And they made a movie about the death of Harvey Milk. Harvey Milk film release date. Film starred Sean Penn. I believe this is the day it premiered. I believe it opened up officially across the U.S. on November 26th, the Friday before the anniversary of his death, which fell on a Saturday that year. Notice Sean Penn here, the man who starred in Milk. And you can do this again and again with movies. Movies release in relation to what the film's about and the birthday of the star actor. So Sean Penn, his birthday is August 17th. Well, we want to go back to 2008, the year this happened. And the film released November 26th, 2008. So that was his 102nd day of his age. His 102nd day. And why does that matter? What's Harvey Milk's full name? Harvey Milk's full name is Harvey Bernard Milk, which sums to, guess what? 102. So it doesn't take that long to do this research with the Gematria calculator. Remember when I first started doing this, I did everything by hand. First I wrote notes and then I'd make a blog post. But now with this calculator in existence, it just really speeds up the whole process. So and then the more you practice, the more you recognize the numbers. And I'm sure there's even more to this riddle, but, you know, already it's more than enough to see that this stuff is beyond coincidence. If you've read my book, Letters and Numbers, the longest chapter in the book, Murder by Numbers, there's a number of deaths that happen 189 days from the birthday. And a big part of that reason is the term Freemasonic. That's an action by Freemasonry. Freemasonry abides by this code of letters and numbers. They have much influence over our government. Make a note here about that. The date that the film came out in San Francisco, date with 46 numerology, sacrifice 46. I'm sure there's even more there to think about. Sean Penn, when the film came out, was 48 years old as well. The film came out in 2008. When Sean Penn was 48, Harvey Milk was killed at age 48. And remember, in Hebrew and in English, Freemason sums to 48. So you can make that note here too. Harvey Milk was 48 years old when he died. Make sure I'm counting right. Sometimes I count wrong, so it's good to double check your math. Born in 30, dead in 78. Yeah, 48. And speaking of Hollywood putting out the movie when Sean Penn was 48, Hollywood also sums to 48. Hollywood, 48. And to wrap this up, I'll again recommend the same movie that I just recommended at the end of my my podcast, because it speaks to this same point that we're on right now. If you have Netflix, you can watch this movie right now. It's called The Invitation. Came out March 13th, 2015. Be sure to listen to this or watch this movie after you tune into the radio broadcast tonight. But what this film's about is a man living in the Los Angeles, Hollywood area. He's hosting a dinner party. He's a big record executive, and he's part of what you would call a cult. And he introduces to this dinner party a little bit about what their cult's about how it's not fearing death and preparing for death and the afterlife and big fixation on death. And if you watch this film from the beginning to the end, you'll see why I want you to watch the film. It's what happens right at the end before the credits roll. Again, Hollywood puts out these movies that are trying to clue us in to what's going on in their world, you know. And the end of the movie lets you know that, you know, something's really wrong in that area. There's a lot of killers in that area. And we see that that's true all throughout the world of celebrity, from Hollywood to music to sports to politics. And what connects all of those things is these people, overwhelmingly, that we see on the television, whether they're in government or entertainment, they're connected through these Masonic networks, these secret societies. Notice the name of the film, The Invitation. The Invitation. Make a lot more sense after you watch it. You see the 67? That's the blood sacrifice number. And coming back to the title, The Invitation, the film's about how this guy that's, you know, this record executive, he's in this secret society, this death cult. Notice the 167, the 77, 166, 77. That's what I meant to say. Secret society in those same ciphers. Actually, and 185, overlapping all three of the four ciphers. So check out this film and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. And anyway, we'll leave it there. The radio show starts in 24 minutes from now. Making blog posts is as simple as that. And it might take you a little bit longer, but with some practice, you'll be as quick as I am. So we'll leave it there for now, Truth Seeker. Hope you join me on the radio show. And the other thing is tonight is Gematria School, and it's the one night of the month where you just have to be a $1 member to join. If you want to sign up for Gematria School tonight, get your questions answered about Gematria. $1 a month gets you a lot of content, including Gematria School on the last Tuesday every month. This is the link to join. Just click the Become a Patron. You won't be charged your dollar until just after the 1st of next month. So if you did join tonight and you pledged $1 and you decided you didn't like it, you could end your membership and you wouldn't be charged anything. And I think you'll like it, though. I think you'll find it's well worth $1. Also, for $1, you can become a part of the daily podcasts. If you notice what I'm doing, we're having the podcast Monday through Friday. It's exclusive to the Patreon members for the call-in line. After we're done with the live show, then I release it to YouTube. So we'll leave it there, Truth Seeker. Until next time.